Hello, my name is Chris, and today I'd like to share with you a little video that I actually recorded a few weeks ago in a hotel room in Manchester, where after 6.5 years of sobriety I had this strange and curious thought that, hey, do you know what, because you're on your own right now, you could have a drink and get away with it. Now, I didn't have the drink, which is mainly why I'm sharing this, making this intro to put it before the video. At the minute, my idea is to call this video Sobriety, Scares and Intrusive Thoughts. But I wanted to make a quick intro because I know some of us are friends, we talk in the comments section, we hang out in the Facebook group Finding Freedom, and I didn't want anyone to panic, oh no, Chris is like in danger of relapsing, it's all gone wrong. It hasn't gone wrong. It was just a weird little thought that I had, which at the time I kind of didn't know, where does this thought come from? Now that I think about it and I look back, okay, that day I was very tired, I've been traveling a lot, I was very nervous because I had like a 24-hour journey ahead of me and lots of exciting things on the other side of that journey. So I think I was just a little bit more vulnerable. And what I've learned since recording this video is just that, I still, 6.5 years down the line since my last drink, I still need to be vigilant and pay attention to those thoughts. Because even though most of them are just intrusive thoughts, like they come in, they go, like the kind of thing, hey, there's a bridge, let's jump off it. Let's not jump off it. Even though most of them are just intrusive thoughts, I still need to pay attention to them because my sobriety and therefore my life, is at stake basically. I know that sounds very dramatic, but that's kind of how I view it. So yes, I wanted to record this intro before I shared the video just to let you know that, look, I'm okay, I'm safe, and I'm sober. You've even seen me after I recorded this video. The video that I posted last week where I talk about becoming a non-smoker, that was actually recorded after I recorded what I'm about to show you. So yes, I'm safe, I'm well. It was just a bizarre experience that gave me the opportunity to think and to talk about intrusive thoughts and remaining vigilant. I will stop rambling, we will fade in, no, we will fade out, and then we will fade in, and you will see the video. Hello, my name is Chris, and today, I am in my hotel room outside Manchester Airport. Tomorrow morning, I'm about to fly off and go on an adventure. But I just wanted to check in with you and share the strange and unsettling and quite scary experience I've had that sort of affected my sobriety and, by staying away from alcohol. Those of you who have been following my videos for a while may have heard me talk about my struggles with alcoholism in the past and how I got sober, and this past October I was just over 6 years. I was just 6 years sober in October, meaning, just over 6 years now. And although it was tough at first, for the longest time, I was able to sort of just go through life without, alcohol registering very often. I could sit, or go for a family meal and people would be drinking alcohol and they might as well be drinking, water or Coke or whatever else. It wasn't a thing that registered. I could walk past, a pub and 9 times out of 10, it's just another building that, I recognize that it's there, but it doesn't, that it doesn't pull me to it and say, Chris, come inside and drink all the alcohol. That just doesn't happen. I say that's 9 times out of 10, but then there's the 1 time out of 10 when, that naughty little thought will come into my head and it'll say, go on, just have a beer, it'll be fine. And most of the time I'm able to dismiss this. I sort of have this thing where I tell myself I'm not responsible for the incoming thought, I'm responsible for the outgoing action. Which is helpful, because if we knew half the thoughts that came into here, man, we'd all be in trouble. But yeah, it's, most of the time I can dismiss them as intrusive thoughts, which are a common thing that I think lots of people have. It's the thing of like sometimes you're walking over a bridge and, that little intrusive thought flashes in and out of the brain of, go on, just jump off the bridge. And, weird things like that. The French have a term for it, and I can't actually think off the top of my head what the actual French words are, but it basically translates as the call of the void. And it's that thing of, something goes in the head of like, just jump or just do something that you're not supposed to do. Like in my case, drinking alcohol. So most of the time they come in, they go out, and, that's as far as it ever goes. Tonight I come here and I check in to the hotel, and where the check-in desk is, there's a bar right next to it. And as I'm going to check in, I spot the bar. Just it's just there. I just spot it, and don't think anything of it at first, until I get here into my hotel room, and the little voice comes in that says, "Go on, just go to the bar and get a beer. You don't even have to drink it in the bar in case, just on the random chance that somebody spots you and recognizes you. You can just bring it to your hotel room and it'll be fine." But it won't be fine. There's a thing that says, just do it and nobody will know. But I will know. And I'll have to carry that with me everywhere I go. And to be honest, it scares me that, even 6 years down the line, I can still get these thoughts, where in this case, it wasn't an intrusive thought that comes in and goes out. It wasn't a thing that came in one ear and went out the other. It was a thought that came in and got lodged and danced around and called to me, the call of the void, "Chris, come and do it." It terrifies me that I can still have those thoughts. And it kind of terrifies me, especially because, I'm on my own in this hotel room, and I have to be able to trust myself to do the right thing, and at this instance to make that one good decision. I made that video, I think it was the first video I made in 2019, called, One Good Decision. And it was mainly about quitting smoking. I was saying, we don't have to do everything long term. We just have to do it one good decision at a time. And the same applies now to my sobriety. I can't think about, am I going to be sober tomorrow or next week or next year? I can't think about, am I going to make 7 years sober? All I can think about is, not all I can think about, but in terms of my sobriety, the one thing that I need to think about is, am I going to make a good decision today? And I think I am. I've tried to make a few good decisions since I got to this hotel. I'll show you around. I'll also show you how much of a slob I am, because I just make a mess everywhere. But you can see that I ordered food and I have a glass of water. There is no alcohol. There is my luggage and my brush. And what was that? Protein flapjack that I ate earlier. So I've tried to make good decisions since I got here. Left to my own devices, it would be easy to, just run to the bar and get a beer. But then, I have to think about what would be the consequences of that decision. I have to be up early in the morning. I have a 19-hour journey ahead of me. If I drink that one beer tonight, knowing my past history, that one beer turns into 2 beers, turns into 5 beers, turns into blackout drunk Chris. Blackout drunk Chris does not wake up in the morning. Blackout drunk Chris misses the flight. Everything goes tits up. Pardon my language. Those are the consequences of that decision. Or if that doesn't happen, if I do only have one beer tonight, that sticks with me. And then next time I think, well, I had one beer and I got away with it, so this time I can have two. Then the next time it's 5, and then the next time it's blackout drunk. And who knows, the consequences of that blackout drunk could be worse, way worse, than me missing a flight. So when I got into this hotel room tonight, I had to make that one good decision, or in my case, I made several. I went and I got food and water. I'll show you again. There is the food and there is the water. There is the book I'm reading, by the way. It's a very good book. I highly recommend it. Then I decided, you know what, I'm going to first talk to my YouTube friends, because I can articulate way better to you than I can when I pick up the phone and actually talk to someone. But that is my next plan. I'm going to call somebody, one of my sober friends, and just go through this and just hash it out and go, oh my goodness, I'm 6 years sober and I have just come so close. Like I say, this wasn't an if this wasn't just an intrusive thought that came in and went out, it would not bother me. It's when the intrusive thought, you know, most intrusive thoughts come in and say, go on, do it. You know, and then the logical, rational side of me says, no, don't do it. This was one of those things where the thought came in and there was no voice saying, no, don't do it. All the voices said, yeah, do it, do it. Oh my goodness, it terrified me. To be honest with you, I'm not sure if I'm going to share this video. I probably will. But I know sometimes, like I've told you the depths of my alcoholism. I've told you about when I felt suicidal and depression. I've told you all the dirty, horrible, nasty parts of my life. And sometimes, you know, people will say, oh, Chris, you know, you're brave for sharing this. And yet I never feel brave, because I feel like the only way, you know, if I want to help people, I have to share as bad as things got for me, right? Whereas I feel like to share this would require some bravery on my part. So I'm going to think about it, but I'm going to record it and just see how it goes. It's kind of, to be honest with you, doing this right now is a distraction technique. Like if I'm just walking around my hotel room, if I'm just talking to you, if I'm just getting this shit out of my brain and out of my heart and out of my soul and blaring at you, you know, then I'm not running to the bar and I'm not drinking alcohol and I'm not making bad decisions. This right now feels like the best decision that I can make. And, you know, maybe later on I need to start thinking about, okay, well, Chris, why now? You know, why after 6 years, why have you now come so close? And I can probably put it down to, I'm tired. I can probably put it down to, I'm nervous. I have a 19-hour journey ahead of me tomorrow. I'm going somewhere new. It's all scary and interesting. I could put it down to any number of things. I could even, if I wanted to, put it down to I'm not doing enough to protect my sobriety, even though I do feel like I am. Who knows? It's something I'm going to have to work on. It's something I'm going to have to think about. But for now, I'm aware that my iPhone storage is going to run out at any second. So I will just say thank you for watching. Thank you for keeping me sober today, because just by bouncing around my hotel room talking to you, I have made a good decision to keep myself sober, even if only for 10 more minutes. I'm not going to now, but you know, it could have been that I turn this video off and then go and drink. But you know, I'm not going to. I always say to people in the quit smoking videos, if you can't do a day, do half a day, do an hour, do half an hour, do 5 minutes. You know, and if this is all I have to do to get myself from the end of one 10-minute session to the next, then it's done. But I feel a lot calmer now, and I feel like we've dodged a bullet today, but more work needs to be done now. I need to figure out what the heck that was, because it was quite scary. But yeah, thank you for keeping me sober. Thank you for watching. For more weekly videos, not necessarily like this one, but, I post videos every week. Please do consider subscribing. Let me know how you are getting along in your journey in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Bye.